Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, so I think I've talked on Zodiac signs before and how I don't allow Zodiac signs to speak for me or to speak for others. Like, if there was a girl, right, and she approached me. I'm trying to put my Fitbit watch on. But anyways, because I thought I was going to go to sleep. But then I decided, you know what? Nah, like I scrolled on TikTok. I blame TikTok for having me doing this podcast episode right now in this time of night. It's midnight right now. But anyways, it's past midnight. But anyways, moving on. So, but no, like, every time when I see these posts and there are like, these are the most toxic signs, and it'll be like an Aquarius, a Leo, a Cancer. It's funny because every year, bro, I always see one of those posts, and it's all of the Zodiac signs just all the time. Like, it might have maybe 3 Zodiac signs one day, another 3 another day, another 3 another day. What I don't understand is that why are people basing these Zodiac signs like this person, like, okay, so this person, they could be perfectly normal. They, the right person for you. You really are going to allow a Zodiac sign to keep you and this person from being together, even so much as being friends. Like, I'm telling you, to anybody out there, right? Where if you look at a Zodiac sign, that's like the first thing that you pay attention to when getting into a relationship. It shouldn't be the last thing you should pay attention to when getting into a relationship. That person's character, who they are. Because at the end of the day, you don't know, they can be the best Zodiac sign of all time, but they could be crazy. They could be crazy on the low. So it's like, that's the thing, you never really know what a person got going on, and basing a Zodiac sign off of it all, that's not gonna help you. That's just I feel like Zodiac signs, when people be thinking of that stuff, it's another form of just overthinking something. Because, like, now you're trying to figure out, like, okay, what character traits. Because my thing is this. All Zodiac signs, in my opinion, they're all the same. They're all the same. And one, Aquarius ain't different from a Leo. Cancer ain't different from a Gemini. Gemini ain't none of that stuff is different to me. My thing is this. Because it's funny how there was at one point where I was, like, paying attention to the Zodiac sign stuff. And it was pointless. I was like, I was looking at it and I'm like, fam, because it'll say that, you're compatible with somebody, right? You go and try to get romantically involved with that person just for them to reject you. And my thing is like, okay, well, if this website just said that, we're compatible, obviously we're not. And I'm like, that person, they're not looking at my Zodiac sign. They are looking at me as a person, okay? There is something about me that they don't want, and ain't got nothing to do. And I'm saying this to people just to, let them know, where it's like, it's not the Zodiac. No, it's funny because, like, they'll say, people, they're like, oh, this Zodiac sign is toxic. I feel like the most toxic people are the ones that claim that a certain Zodiac sign is toxic and that Zodiac sign ain't did nothing to them. Yeah, you might have your last, 2, 3, whoever, girlfriend, boyfriend, friends, whoever, all right? Their birthdays might have been in these months, or it might have been in the same months. It's just bad luck with relationships and friendships. It ain't got nothing to do with it. Because I'm like, my thing is this. Do you think you have what it takes to date every Leo in this world? It's not possible. You're going to be going your whole life trying to figure out every Leo possible. And it's like, fam, no. My thing is this, how that person grew up, how they were raised, the stuff that they were invested in and involved in, what they seen on TV, what they read about, the music that they listened to, whatever it is. There's so much that a person takes in through life, how they decide to live that life. Fam, you can't, like, and if they decide to live a life in a crazy toxic way, that's on them. They decide to live a life in a good and positive and, they're loving and stuff. It's, bruh, like, you don't turn them down because, oh, you're a Gemini. Geminis are toxic. I've had bad relationships, and they're like the best person for you. So that's why it's, with them Zodiac signs, it seriously, it trips me out, man. I'm like, the amount of times I've heard people just talk on them, and it's like, why? Like, why? Honestly, because, like, I feel like that's what I need to do is, like, start asking people. I'm like, do you pay attention to Zodiac signs? If so, why? Because I'm like, and if you do, like, reach out to me, explain to me why Zodiac signs is a big part of your life. Like, what does it do to better your life? Because I just feel like that's like one of those things. My thing, at least for talking for myself, I have so much on my mind where it's like thinking about a person's zodiac sign. I don't even be knowing zodiac signs. I know my zodiac sign. I don't even, I like, here's the thing. I remember the birthdays and, all that stuff more than the zodiac sign. I'm like, I'm not gonna, because my thing is, if I'm wishing a friend a happy birthday, I'm like, oh, happy Gemini month, happy Gemini, time or whatever. That sounds weird. That just sounds weird. So I'm like, yeah, I overall, well, like, it's just one of those things where it's I don't think about it, like I avoid it at all costs. It's one of those things where, like I said, I just got too much on my mind to be sitting down thinking about zodiac signs and stuff. So like, only time when anything zodiac related is if I'm watching the movie the Zodiac Killer, or watching one of them documentaries. But overall, I'm like, I'm not gonna be sitting here paying attention to. I just don't think I have what it takes to tell a girl, like, if somebody were to, like, challenge me to do that, like, meet a girl and, break her heart because of her zodiac sign. I couldn't do that. I'm sorry, but I'm like, it's, if my thing is, I think people overall know that I've had my struggles with trying to find a relationship. I don't care what that girl's zodiac sign is. That girl can be full blown, like, straight just crazy, okay? That's her. That ain't her zodiac sign. She don't speak for the whole zodiac sign. She speaks for herself. So if she's crazy, fam, she is crazy. But I'm not gonna be all like, oh no, I just think when people, it's like, I mean, there's just other things in this world where it's like they allow stuff like petty like that to get to them and stuff. And I'm like, man, it's just, stop. Like, man, there's people out here, they just trying to live their life and, just be them. And for them to have to be labeled as a zodiac sign, it's one of those things. It's like, people, y'all gotta stop stuff like that, man. It's honestly, it's crazy. I should have got me some water. That's what I should have did. But no, it's like, it's too late. I'm like, I'll probably try to wake up as early as I can, just go and get me a bottle and just freaking drink that whole thing down. But anyways, just had to get that off my mind and stuff. Like, I don't know, I just really wanted some water, and I'm like, I should just go get some. But anyways, but yeah, like, I think that zodiac sign stuff is crazy. I'm trying to find, like, more things to say about it, but it's like, that's the thing where it's like, I don't know what else to say about it. I feel like I said everything I need to say. But I don't be paying attention to zodiac signs like that. So that's why I feel like I'm struggling with this podcast episode, because I don't know too much about zodiac signs. Maybe I should, like, look it up online. I'm like, why do people pay attention to zodiac signs? Let's see what Google got. Why do so many millennials believe in horoscopes? So, that was in 2017. Why do people care about zodiac signs? Alright, so there's like, people also ask, And then this is like on Google and stuff. So they said an interest in astrology is in some ways a coping mechanism. Oh, so they cope with it. I feel like that's not something to cope with. You gotta find other things to cope with, because coping with something that's like so here's the thing, because I know people will like read about their zodiac sign and they're all like, oh, like for me, for an example, I remember when I will read about my zodiac sign and they'll say things like, oh, you're a leader, you're this, you're that, and I'm like, oh, okay, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's chilled and stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm pretty sure there have been some, Leos out there where they have not been leaders. They've been followers. They've been this, they've been that. So that's why I'm like, I don't really, that's why I'm like, with horoscopes and zodiac signs, I'm like, I don't particularly care for it. Because I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's some Leos out there that, they don't carry like the typical, Leo trait and stuff. But anyways, then it goes on to say, Research 3 has found a correlation between those experiencing acute crisis such as divorce or job loss and belief in astrology. It is believed that this is because astrology represents an immediate tool that can be turned to for comfort. Yeah, but I'm like, there's so many other things that you can do to like comfort yourself, It's like, but like my thing is, because I feel like with zodiac signs, like you're not bettering anything in your life. You're adding more to your, like, all right, so like my thing is this. So like, let's say if a person, they get a divorce, right? Or let's just say if I'm and put myself in that example, I get a divorce. I'm trying to find things to, to cope with, to like put me in a comfort zone, right? Zodiac signs is just gonna add more, because then I'm gonna be thinking like, okay, well, our marriage ended because she's a Gemini. Who cares about that? I'm like, my thing is this, all right, because I'm like, I don't know what the marriage. All right, so let's just throw some more stuff in this marriage. She brought me kids that I love. We had great memories. What are some other things? She bought me my favorite pair of shoes for my birthday one year, and bought me another pair of my favorite shoes for Christmas that same year. So we had an amazing marriage, right? But let's say like, overall, like, all right, so let's say like content creating went really well for me, and I'm not home that much. So, she wants me to be home. I'm on my Tom Brady stuff and saying I ain't coming back home. And so like, all right, so if that's the situation, I'm like, fam, we had a good marriage. It's because of me. Or let's say if she was the one that was away a lot, and I'm like, or it's because of that. It's that, okay? But it's like your marriage failed because of whatever issues you had going on in that marriage. It didn't fail because of her zodiac sign. She has no control over her zodiac sign. And my thing is this. Throughout your life, I think that's something that people seem to forget. Throughout your life, you're not hanging out with just strictly Leos. You're not just hanging out with just strictly whoever you're. You're hanging out with a mixture of zodiac signs. So you're picking up things from everybody. As you grow older, as you get older, and you hang out with people more, and and my thing is this, you mean to tell me you're gonna look at your, like, so let's say for an example you have kids, right? Or even if you have a pet, whatever the situation is, like, or it's whatever, friends, you mean to tell me you're gonna stop being cool with them? Like, especially your kids. Friends, I can understand if you ditch them, but your kids, so let's say your kid is born in the month where you claim like that zodiac sign is mad toxic. So how are you going to keep your kid from being, because the way people portray it is that your zodiac sign, you can't escape it. Like, you are that zodiac sign, whatever it is. So like, let's say if they say my zodiac sign, we cry a lot. Leos cry a lot, right? Last time I cried was maybe like 2 years ago. They making it seem like, no, you cry every single day. That's the one thing that I don't like, is when people, it is a legitimate pet peeve, bro, is when people speak on me thinking that they know who I am. They are there with me 24/7. And I'm like, fam, if you are not there with me 24/7, you don't know who I am. My thing is this, with this podcast episode, you guys are hearing like 15 minutes of my life, 15 minutes of what's going on in my mind for that moment. But there are 24 hours in a day, bro. There's 24 hours. You do not know me based off of the 5 minutes you watched a YouTube video, the 7 seconds you watched a TikTok, or the 15 minutes where I'm, doing a podcast episode, or maybe the hour, 2 hours, however many hours I'm streaming. You don't know me. And it's like, bruh, there's 24 hours in a day. So it's like, how can you claim that I cry a lot because of my zodiac sign? Like, man, I'm telling you, like, it's when people, that's something where I'm like, I've learned to speak up from. Well, it's like, it was that at a young age. It ain't like how it is, now I'm like I check a person right then and there. But I know, like, back then people were notorious for doing that with me. Like, I know family, because I wasn't really a big eater, growing up. Like, I'm still a picky eater and stuff, but like, my thing is this: I eat what I like. I don't be going out there just trying foods. I'm like, because it'll just be a waste of time and money and stuff, especially if it's, my thing is this, because like, when me and my family, we go to a restaurant, they'll try to talk me into getting something else. And I'm like, I don't want that. I know I'm going to like the fries. I'm like, and if I don't like the fries, then fam, something is not right with this restaurant. You guys shouldn't be eating the other food if the fries are bad, right? So my thing is this: when I go to restaurants, I eat fries. I don't be eating a whole lot of other different things and stuff. But the crazy thing is like, I know people will ask me, like, do I eat like meat based foods and stuff? Yes, 100%. I've had steak. I've had pork type foods. I like that. What are some other things? Just like ribs. I've had freaking whatever, the beef hot dogs, like whatever the situation is, I've eaten meat before. But one thing my family will always do was, when somebody would ask me, all like, oh, like, Tyler, do you eat meat? My family would hurry up and jump in and be all like, oh, no, he doesn't. I'm like, hold up, time out, wait a minute, pause. They asked me, not you. For a fact, I do eat meat, okay? And no, there were at times where I would have to, like, get on my family and be like, stop saying that. I'm all like, what are you talking? I'm like, you just seen me eat 2 hot dogs at the movie theaters yesterday. You mean, what is it, some vegan hot dogs or something? They were talking about, because I don't think vegan food was as big as it was when I was a kid. So I'm like, I don't think nobody would have known about that. I didn't know about that stuff until, I think, maybe, was I in high school, or was it after I graduated? But it was at some point in time when that vegan food, it just really started trending. But it wasn't trending back when I was a kid. So that's why I'm like, and people, when they would say things like that, it's like, fam, stop, okay? I believe I can speak for myself and things. So yeah, that's overall. With that Leo stuff, here's the thing. I'm going to end this off, like, just kind of giving out advice to you guys. If there is ever a time where you are out with a person, right? Like, you're either on a date, hanging out, whatever the situation is, and they ask you, what's your they ask your birthday, or, what's your zodiac sign, whatever the situation is, that conversation gets, or, that topic gets brought up. And they're like, oh, you're a Leo, or, oh, you're this, oh, you're that. And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, you're zodiac. I'm like, hold up, time out. I'm all like, my zodiac sign ain't got nothing to do with me personally. If I'm toxic, I'm toxic, not the whole zodiac sign. I'm guaranteeing, I promise you, you will meet other people in my zodiac sign community, and they're gonna be some chill people. But speaking for myself, if my thing is, because I seen a video where the woman was all like, Leos are toxic, and I know people are probably like, oh, that's why you're doing this, because you seen a video and they was like, Leos are toxic. I could care less. At the end of the day, she want to believe that Leos are toxic. That is on her. I'm like, I ain't never got to see that woman again in my life. I scrolled through TikTok, didn't care for that video, moved on with my life, right? But my thing is this: whoever that woman is, she don't know who I am, all right? She doesn't. She does not know me personally. She doesn't live with me. She's never had no conversation with me. So the funny thing is that I feel like with, her not knowing my zodiac sign, I would really just love to just prove that point where it's like, I sit down with somebody, right? Sit down with them, talk with them, chill with them, be like super supportive of who they are as a person, right? Just have like like the best conversation with them possible. And then at like the very last moment, you know, and they say that they hate Leos, they despise Leos, they would never want to talk to a Leo again. And then at that very last moment where they're all like, they're the ones scheduling wanting to hang out with me again. And then just at the like, you know, like, or have it where it's like on my shirt, I'm like by like BTW, my zodiac sign is a Leo, and then just walk up out of there. That I would just love to see the reaction on that person's face, because they're gonna be all like, oh, okay, well maybe Leos aren't all that bad, maybe Geminis aren't all that bad. And it's like, nobody is. It's just the people that you communicated with. Yes, they are bad, but that ain't everybody. So. But anyways, yeah, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.